Hey everybody, welcome back to yet another episode of Milwaukee Beer Review. As always, I am Josh.
I'm Ross.
And today we've got a brand new brewery we have done nothing from yet, which is Tyranena. We've been practicing how to say that because we didn't want to say it wrong. So we've got three good beers from them today. We're going to check out a little bit about the brewery. Tyranena was founded in 1998 in Lake Mills, Wisconsin. If you're not familiar with where Lake Mills, Wisconsin is, you're like most people. Yeah. It is somewhere between Johnson Creek, Madison area, kind of in that general vicinity. If you're flying up 94 between Milwaukee and Madison, you should be able to find them very, very easily. Yeah. They actually started operations in 1999, so founded a little bit earlier, started operations in 1999. And we both went to UW-Whitewater. We didn't really drink craft beer then. We drank garbage. Yeah. So, we didn't get to take advantage of how close we were. But that being said, some really good stuff for us to try today.
And I've been to the brewery. It's a really nice place. It's kind of like an industrial park and everything, but it's kind of like tucked away in there. They have a giant outdoor patio area. When we were there, they had some live music going at the time. I'm sure obviously with COVID and things like that, but it's one of those places I cannot wait to get back to. It's just a nice place and everything. So.
Yeah, I haven't personally been there, but looking forward to checking them out in person soon.
Yeah, I'm super excited to do Tyranena. I was just actually talking with Josh. I was trying to think, like, the first craft beer that really got me into craft beer was actually the Rocky's Revenge. It's an Imperial Brown Ale, a Bourbon Barrel Brown Ale. It's a year-round beer. It's still one of my favorite beers actually to this day. But that was probably the first beer I tried. I'm like, yep, I like good beer. Like, I like better beer than Miller Lite or High Life or Bud Light and all that nonsense. So,
and that's why we're here today.
Exactly.
So, thank you, Tyranena. Yeah. So interesting little side note, apparently their name is based on some legend of a Native American tribe that built effigy mounds on Rock Lake, which is where they're near. Kind of interesting stuff there. They also claim that may not be true and probably isn't true, and you should just drink a beer and talk about it with your friends and theorize about who actually built these things. So kind of fun, neat little play, and I like the sense of humor of the brewery, which adds some fun to it. So what are we drinking here?
So we got the Brewers Gone Wild series, which these are described as ballsy beers. And if you go on their website, it actually says like availability, occasional, on a whim. So they just kind of randomly roll out. And I've seen them all the time, and we were kind of talking, like, the labeling's always the same. It's always this yellow labeling and everything, so you have to actually walk up to see which one it is. So it's pretty cool. It's a pretty neat series. They're always good beers. So the first one we're going to do is called High Class Broad. So this is an Imperial Brown Ale that's aged in brandy barrels. It comes in at 9.61% and about 30 IBUs. And it's got the tasting notes on the side, which is actually funny because it lists just like the actual tasting notes, and you'll see why that's funny as we move along in this. So.
Yeah, the rest of them do not have actual tasting notes, and we'll tell that story. So let's get this thing in the glass and give it a shot.
All right, so let's get this up. This is a brown ale, so it should be brown.
I'm hoping it's brown. If it's like red, I'm going to be concerned.
Yeah, so that's the color you see out of a brown ale. Good carbonation.
Not a ton of head, but not a deep pour. Looks like a pretty good beer. Fairly clear.
Yeah.
In the neck. Yeah. Alrighty. Let's get a little nose on the Imperial Brown Ale. This is in brandy barrels, so tasty. Oh yeah, you definitely get brandy on the nose. I mean, the barrel aging is for sure there.
Almost getting like some chocolate tones to it. Chocolate, but like it's.
I'm getting kind of like almost like a caramelish sweetness behind the brandy. I think that's probably your traditional brown ale notes coming through a little bit on the back end.
Toasted and
Yep.
I mean, it's really good on the nose.
But yeah,
I mean that's a fun beer.
Brandy and sweetness. I mean, it looks good.
Yeah.
All right. Let's give this thing a go.
Cheers.
Cheers.
That's so good. It's we recently did a brown ale show, and I love brown ales that are aged in or barrel aged because you get some of that booziness that you want from a barrel-aged beer, but it's light. It's not filling. It's such an easy drink to go with, and it's still slightly dangerous. But this is coming in at only 9.6%, only 9.6, but it's not going to kill you. It's not going to.
Yeah, right on the front end, you get the brandy. It comes through pretty heavily on the front, but not like super overpowering. Not like that major bite, that alcohol bite. It's very smooth. Through the back end of the beer, that oakiness from the barrel aging kind of really comes through, and then the sweetness. Again, there's like to me, there's like a caramel, like roasty sweetness coming out the back end of it. It's really, really good.
It's full bodied, and it's as you stated, like it's kind of different stages of the beer as you drink it. It's not just like brandy all the way through or brown ale all the way through. It's this, then this, and this. It's very good.
Yeah, this is solid. There's not much else to say about it, though. I mean, there's nothing else fancy in here, which is good. I mean, it's just a really well-made barrel-aged Imperial Brown. I mean, it's solid.
Yeah.
I'm putting this in Untappd. I think around a 4. I think it's a really solid beer. The barrel aging on it definitely bumps it up a little bit of a notch for me, and I think they did really well with this. I'd put this at about a 4.
I'm gonna put about 4.25. Okay. And I'm a sucker for brown ales. I'm a sucker for barrel-aged, especially brandy barrel-aged beers. So this is really good to me. I love this beer. It's so good. It's so flavorful. It's, like I said, it's nice and full body without being filling. It's just a very well done beer.
Yeah, so. Good stuff. Good stuff. So up next we have the Coco Poco, which is a coconut porter that is aged in rum barrels. So this one comes in at 7.5% ABV. IBUs of about 37, so a little bit more bitter than the first one, but still not a ton of bitterness on this. What's interesting, though, is the description. So as Ross stated on the last beer, they have legitimate tasting notes on there. On this one, they specifically call this out, and they sing a little song you might recognize. You put a beer in the coconut, drink them both together. Put the beer in the barrel, and then it tastes better. Put the beer in the coconut, drink them both up. And you're going to be, in a kind of...
I'll be in maybe around the time this is being released.
Yeah, maybe around the time this is released.
I'll be in Jamaica.
Yeah, so you're going to be enjoying some coconut and rum, too.
Porters,
probably not in porters. I doubt Tyranena is distributing there in Jamaica, but...
We'll make it happen.
Can make it happen. I don't think we can. All right, let's get this coconut porter in the glass and check it out.
All right, get this open. So you should see nice dark beer here with it being a porter.
Coconut. Put the beer in the coconut.
Not a lot of head.
Nope. It's a little browner than I expected, actually, for a porter.
I was thinking much more like dark black, and it's definitely a little browner, a little more transparent than I was expecting.
Yeah. So still, decent looking beer. All right. Let's get a little nose on the coconut porter.
Definitely coconut. You're getting that. I mean, obviously, but...
I'm not getting a ton of coconut.
I'm getting coconut, and then some sweetness behind it.
I'm getting something on the nose. I'm not picking it up as coconut. It might be the rum.
Could be.
I think it's the rum. The coconut's not really coming through at all for me on the nose, but interesting that you're getting it. I'm not.
There we go.
And I'm not a huge coconut fan.
I'm very hit or miss on it. I don't like to eat it, but
yeah, I don't eat it like an Almond Joy or like anything like that. Like I'm not. No.
I do like it in drinks, so
like City Lights makes a really good coconut porter. Yes. That's one of my favorites, actually. I don't have much else to say on the nose. I'm just getting rum.
I'm getting coconut.
Yeah, there is a little coconut on the back end. I'm getting it now. Okay. All right. Let's give it a go.
All right, cheers.
Cheers. There it is.
Yeah.
This is solid. It's very rum forward, and then the coconut kind of sneaks in behind the rum. So not that dissimilar to what I was describing on the nose is what I'm getting on the actual taste of this beer. Definitely rum, like I said, up front, and then the coconut sneaks in behind it. And then you've got that, those traditional, like, smoky porter notes behind it, too. The roasty porter, the oakiness of the barrels, too, in there.
It definitely drinks heavier than it looks. This isn't like a stout heavy, but it's definitely a heavier beer, where this is one I would want to take my time drinking. I'm not going to try to rush through this, or probably even order a second one after it. It's very good, and I'm not ordering a second because it's bad. It's because it's a heavier beer, and it's filling. But it's very tasty, and that coconuts and porters is weird because it's a dark beer, but then you get that coconut taste, which you think kind of tropical. It's a weird juxtaposition that you get on that.
Good use of juxtapose. Well done. I actually really like this.
That's very good.
The coconut is not overpowering, which is what I'm always afraid of with these. Like, is the coconut just going to jump off the palate and just kind of overtake everything? And it definitely isn't in here. It's well baked into the beer. As boring as this sounds, I think this is right in line with the Imperial Brown for me. I'm going to put this one at a 4 also, I think, and Untappd. This is a really good beer. If you see it out there, definitely try it. If you're into coconut, if you're into porters, it's worth your time, absolutely. It's a very well-made beer.
So I'm going to put this at a 4. So I agree with you on that. I have it slightly under, though, the high-class broad. It's good. It's very tasty. It's solid. Like as you said, that coconut's so subtle, but it's obvious. It's as weird as that sentence sounds. It's definitely there, but it's not. It doesn't kick you in the face or anything. It's there. And it's a smooth beer. I mean, at a 4, it's very good. I like the high class broad better.
I would hate it if a beer kicked me in the face. That would suck. Like, if you picked up a beer and it just straight up kicked you in the face.
It'd be unique.
It would be an interesting.
It'd be the best thing we've done in Milwaukee Beer Review so far.
Yeah, one of the adjuncts. One of the adjuncts in this beer is that it straight up kicks you right in the face. It sucks. But it's worth it. Speaking of American Gladiators, so what do we got up next, Ross?
So the last beer we got here is Fatal Attraction.
Wait. I need to read the description.
Yes, you do.
Because the description is fantastic for this one. So, Fatal Attraction. This is an Imperial Black IPA.
Correct.
So, this is so weird. So, this is the tasting notes. This is literally, it's under the tasting notes subsection. Her perfume seduces you, but deep down, you know she's dangerous. You enjoy the experience as she reveals her black heart and bitter soul. This one is crazy. She stalks you, tries to destroy you, until finally, she's gone. Foreclosed upon. Time to get another. Which is just funny.
It's so weird.
When you think about that in beer form.
Yeah.
So, again, you can finish the description here.
So this one comes in at 8.5% ABV and 100 IBU. So it's a black IPA, so you expect a higher IBU, but 100 is pretty high.
It's pretty up there.
I'll say from a personal standpoint, black IPAs are a criminally underutilized style of beer. I love black IPAs. They're hard to find. They're few and far between. So I'm excited to have this. I'm excited to try this one to see how it is.
Yeah, let's get it in the glass.
All right, let's get this open. So being a black IPA should be real dark. Not as dark as I thought. A little more carbonation, though.
It's about 2 fingers ahead on that.
A little more of an angle. And even if I pour it at an angle, it still gets...
Yeah, a little bit clear in the base of the glass, but pretty dark.
Yeah.
Alrighty, Ross. Let's get a little nose on the black IPA. Dark, roasty bitterness.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, as a black IPA, you get that dark, roasty character, I think. We were kind of talking off camera on the grain bill.
Yeah.
Kind of, how that applies to a black IPA and how it differentiates itself.
Coming in at 100 IBU, I expect more hoppiness coming off the scent. I'm not getting a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, again, I think that falls down to when were the hops added, the bitterness inside the beer. But yeah, there's not a ton of bitterness on the nose. It's pretty subdued.
I mean, you're just getting that dark, roasty.
It's waiting to sneak up on you as soon as you take a sip of it. Well,
all right,
let's do that.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, it's so good. I love this beer. That's such. So it's that roastiness that you get from whatever causes the color and everything kind of subdues the bitterness of it, but you still get just that nice kick of bitterness through the beer. It's so smooth. It's so good.
It's a different kind of bitter. Like the bitterness is there on the tongue, but it's not like your standard like double IPA where it's like it's almost like acidic.
Yeah.
It's very well baked into the roastiness, I think, of what a black IPA.
I think that's why I like the style so much. Like you hit the nail on the head right there. It's that bitterness just gets subdued to a point where you still get it without it like tearing up your palate the rest of the day.
Yeah.
It's because it's in that roastiness that kind of kicks in throughout the whole beer. It's just it adds a nice full body flavor to this.
Yeah. I won't lie. I want to really like this. And I think for what it is, it's doing it is exactly what it needs to be. I think this is more up your alley than it is mine. When I'm looking for an IPA, I'm looking for that acidic note to the beer. I'm looking for that, that hoppiness, that bitterness on the tongue to be very prominent. And this is pretty baked in here. It's still tasty. I mean, it's really good. But, and I'll be honest, I don't know how many black IPAs I've actually had. Just, like you said, they're rare.
They're very rare.
Not a lot of breweries focus on them as a style. So maybe I don't have an appreciation for it the way that you do.
It's not a popular style. Like, I've talked to people and I've had conversations with individuals who they love IPAs, but they won't drink a black IPA. They just don't like it. They don't like that roastiness. To your point, if they want an IPA, they want that bitterness. They want that classic, style that you get. And this is a weird adjunct of the IPA brand and everything. Yeah. But for me, it's kind of like the best of both worlds because it gives me that roastiness I like in my porters and my stouts and things like that. But then I get that bitterness that I do enjoy in IPAs without being overpowering. So for me, looking at this one, I'm very biased. To be blunt with my rating here, I'm gonna give it a 4.5. Wow. I love this beer. I think it's so good. It's so well made. It's just such a good style, and they nailed it. So
I can't disagree with, I think, your logic behind your rating, and a lot of the ratings, right, are very much your personal style, right? Yeah. How do you feel about the beer? There's definitely points in there for just appreciation for a style and what it is, whether you like it or not, which we have to do. I mean, on this channel, I'm not going to give a beer a horrible rating because it's not my thing. But I think all those things considered, I'm probably going to put this around a 3.5. So I'm a little below you.
Yep.
But that is my personal style, but also my appreciation for what this is. I do think this is a really well-made beer. And I think they get some brownie points just for the fact that I think this is probably right up there with a black IPA.
100%, absolutely.
And from other breweries probably. So good stuff. Good stuff anyways. And a really good series. I love finding this stuff. Like you said, the yellow label is always exciting to see. What do they come up with next? What's coming next? It's different every time. And then there's some humor thrown in.
Yeah, exactly.
So good stuff. Really glad we got to try some stuff here from Tyranena. Probably not our last video from them. Absolutely. So a lot more to come from them as we move forward and continue, posting stuff on the channel. So check us out on Untappd. We'll be reviewing all 3 of these, putting our reviews out there on Untappd. Wow, I can't even talk. On Untappd, that black IPA and the bitterness. But if you like what you're seeing, if you've tried these beers, check us out on the rest of our social media channels and comment. You can find us on Facebook, on Untappd, as we said, on YouTube here, on Instagram, on Twitter. Find us in any of those spots. We're posting Wisconsin Beer Wednesdays. We're always trying to get involved out there, letting the community know what we think, and we'd love to hear from you as well. So check us out there. Like, comment, subscribe here on YouTube. Hit the little bell icon. We'd love to hear from you, and we'd love to see your thoughts if you've tried any of this stuff. Other than that, a lot more coming this summer, a lot more content, and we're looking forward to the next episode. We'll see y'all soon.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good one. Tyranena. Central Wisconsin shit.
All right.